piece of our program today is a concept that has been talked about for a long time in Muscatine. And it's the first time we have been the largest school district in the state to not have an alternative program for students. And so if students were not able to be successful in the regular high school program, in our case, they didn't have another option, and far too many times ended up being one of those dropouts that we work very hard to not have happen. This year, we have looked at that as an opportunity to maybe be able to do alternative education right instead of being kind of handcuffed into a system that really alternative education hasn't had a huge success rate in other districts. So we have Ryan Castle here, and Ryan has 2 students with him, and they are here from East Campus. And East Campus right now is housed in the former Garfield School building. Alternative education is paid for out of at-risk funding that we are required to spend on students who are at risk. It's one of those categorical funding back from our instructional support levy conversations we've had. So it's not using general fund dollars to any great degree. And so that's how it's paid for. But it's housed at Garfield. We'll serve about 50 students there when we're done, and it is off to an unbelievable start. I might say a comment to make sure I'm not being redundant and taking any of their thunder, but so with no further ado, I'll bring Ryan up here. But if they don't talk about one particular story, I'm definitely going to tell you a quick little story about the East Campus when they're done.
Like Bill said, my name is Ryan Castle. I'm one of 2 lead teachers at East Campus. Haille is the other one. I've been told that people don't like to hear me speak very often, so I'm going to let these guys talk and just tell you guys kind of what we're about. You notice the 2 cameras back here? That's one of the things that we're about, and I'm going to let these guys expand on that a little bit.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Haille Kerr. I'm a student at East Campus.
And I'm Chase Ryan. I'm also a student at East Campus.
Before East Campus, I was definitely afraid of dropping out of school. I didn't like coming to school. My attendance was bad, and I had behavior issues. And I'm sure there's teachers out here that know. My attendance is actually spectacular this year. I come every day. I enjoy coming to school. Mr. Castle, you know, me and him get along great. I felt like I wasn't placed in a system to alter my intelligence, and at East Campus I feel like I'm there.
Pretty much same here. Like Mr. Nienhaus knows firsthand how I was last year. I seen him pretty much every day. Came pretty close, but not in a good way. But I think if he came down to East Campus and seen me now, he would be pretty proud, and he wouldn't have to see me at all if he was down there. And I feel like before I was worried about even making it through high school, and now I feel like I'm going to go on to college, and I'm thinking 8-year college? Maybe a little more, I don't know. But I think it's the best alternative school that's ever been made. It's not made to for bad kids. It's made for kids that don't learn the traditional way and that need to do more hands-on things.
We're doing stuff to benefit the community. Before I came to East Campus, my GPA was 1.9, maybe lower. And now it's a 3.0, maybe higher. At East Campus, we have a voice. We can pretty much ask and do what we want, not like that, but like if we have an idea of a project we want to do, we pretty much talk to the teachers about it, and it's done.
And it actually happens.
Our theme is progress, innovation, and creativity. And I like how it's such a small environment, how we're all close to each other. We are like a big family. We love each other.
Yeah, it's my sister.
Not really. learning experience to notice that we are all great people, we're spectacular, we're brilliant, and we're beautiful.
We just needed a spark to get going, and that's what East Campus gave us. We had it in us, but we just never really been given a chance to show in a way that we can actually succeed.
We're being used as a vehicle to change the world. That's what we're doing. And actually one of our classes, I'll tell you about a project we're doing. In Lee's class, we're doing flu shots and how like disease transmission like happens. And actually every year, 38 million students miss school due to the influenza virus.
And in Holly's class, we are helping to make a guide to a national best-selling book that is going to be used across the world to benefit people in Burundi and Rwanda and third world countries. And we're coming up with project ideas that we're going to put on the website that communities can do to raise money and to benefit Africa.
We all have creative minds, and I think it took East Campus for people to see it, because aren't we great people? And on November 29th, we are actually having a place where you guys can bring your kids and get flu shots for free at East Campus on November 29th, 1 to 7 p.m.
And it's more about just getting the flu shots. It's also about informing you on how you can prevent getting the flu. And we're all working on like different aspects of it. Like I'm working on how it's transmitted and putting a flyer together that is not just like a bunch of reading. It has like fun facts and like did you know kind of facts, and it also has like an educational crossword puzzle and a comic that will like show how it's transferred and the benefits of getting the flu shot.
Long story short, take your vitamins.
And wash your hands a lot. Not just sanitary. Right.
So?
Okay, guys, thank you very much. So I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible, and I know, we are, the time just does seem to fly during this, but I just want to quickly talk about, I was down at East Campus. We had the Partnership for 21st Century Skills from Washington, D.C. here, and they were taking a look at East Campus. And I asked the question to the entire student body, how many of you thought you were going to make it through high school before you came here? Not one hand went up. I asked, how many of you think that you will graduate from high school now? And every single hand went up. Then I listened to the conversation for a little bit and came back and said, after listening to, and you might have come to the same conclusion here from what you've heard, I realized I didn't ask the right question. Because I asked about high school graduation. And so then I asked the question, how many of you plan to graduate from college? And every single hand went up. So you're talking about a population of kids, at that time I think it was about 37, it's capped at 50, and we're getting closer to 50 all the time. But you're talking about 30 to 50 kids that were most likely going to impact our school district graduation rate, but more than that, they were going to probably not be productive in life. And you can see from this example, these guys have the ability to be extremely productive in life and help the world. And for us to have an East Campus program that takes us from that point of 30 to 50 kids in a year that might not make it through to 30 to 50 kids that plan to graduate from college is a phenomenal thing. So we're very proud of getting off to that kind of start. Jan Collinson, our Director of Special Programs, started the process of working through how do we make an alternative school be something different and something special. And then, as Ryan said, he and Haille were hired as lead teachers, and they've done a spectacular job as well.